Alrighty. Good morning. Good evening. Good day. Good and that's where this is. There we go. Much better. Probably. Oh boy. I hope you're all doing well today. I realize my camera's actually taking photos. Wait, no. I'm in the spot. Alrighty. I hope oh. I hope you're all doing well today. And we're just gonna take it easy today. Go through some stuff, make sure everything's running the way as intended. Actually, I should change the title a little bit. Do that. It's fine. Because I'm going to make sure that my website is working as intended. There is nothing here. Excellent. That's what I want to see. Everything breaking. There we go. Alright, so let's see here. It doesn't have the title at the very top for some reason. I don't know why it does that. Navigate this. Oh, jeez. We'll just have it just go to it instead. Why is it so... Maybe that'll help. Alright. The classes which sends us out of the site. Homebrew classes. Which it looks like we have specifically the Dream domain published, but everything else is not yet published. Give an example. Classes, the Homebrew class section, and the backgrounds. Then we have the archipelago. There we go. Now it's not. Will this actually work correctly? does. Excellent. Then we have the whole major main map. Excellent. So it's actually accessible. Alright, we have the regions. I also need to go in and change that so it's not the land that was once a single piece, scattered lands that now make up the archipelago. I should say islands. Islands now make up the archipelago. Internal strife, the discourse many places of monsters, dragons, politics, religion. Here, religious superiority sparks amidst the mortals that take up arms against. Hey, Maury, how's it going? And they're close enough that most travel have a rudimentary knowledge of how to sail a small ship. Those that do not have often taken to learning how to interact with other peoples. The shower, a lot of D's at the end. I spelled boats wrong. Yes, I know. That's why I'm going through all my stuff to make sure I have things spelled correctly. Because showering is difficult and I'm happy I did it. Fair enough. Fair enough. We're gonna go into this. And actually, we should be doing this with this actually can just be princess. We'll just do this. But nonetheless, bring a conflict of most common boats. However, has to travel badly, but shallows today's currency and shorts with passages of water seem to take up a life of their own, while at night the sky is pleasant. Small convoys or with passers-by, as the waters seem to take on a life of their own, while the sky is pleasant. Alright. Maybe those all characters. They are native to the archipelago, gain proficiency with dories. Dories or other small boats that are designed to travel in shallow, low-flow waters. Alternatively, those that don't take to learning this way of the water learn the way of words, learn a common language. Music is very loud. Okay, good to know. Oh yeah, I get cranked for some reason. It's supposed to be at minus 35, it's at minus 30. Jeez. That is a more, like, obviously louder, more intense music, but yeah. Like, that track in particular is a little on the louder side, but yeah. It should not have been that loud. All right, good, 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 good. Let's go to house rules. I gotta make sure everything's all on the up and up there. At least on the website. Rolling hit points. When rolling hit points, you can not roll any lower than the average of your hit point die. If you do, roll the average or greater. Potions, information, action. All my reason stuff is here too, it looks like. Those are all published. Okay, good. D4 to D8. Information action. Information action. With this action, you may study, you may search, or study. There should be for study. Creature or section of an area during combat allow you to learn about the mechanical properties of the creatures or objects within your view. Some creature types have changed to skill type to make them more equally valuable. Monster traits. These are indicated to tell some limited information about a monster that you are facing up against. There are as many of these and are generally given at the start of fights. Should there be any active threats during combat, creatures you fight will ignore a creature that has bleeding out, moving on to more active threats. Want to know a new funny health update? Sure. I'd be more than happy to hear about some nonsense. This should actually be pulled. This only uses a DC for monsters that hide well enough to be needed to be found. Search action. I figured out my ears produce too much wax. Elaborate. Because I made a discovery a little while ago, like the last 2 weeks, that the reason that ears often produce more wax is because they are attempting to dilute noise pollution going into your ear. Oh, weird. I have to be in this area to scroll. Okay, that's... Okay, interesting. I just get a fuck ton of wax in my ear and they clog up, and it's not meant to happen like that. I mean... Okay. That's something. I can push a bit of my ear down and it'll stay there because it sticks. Yeah, I mean that's more than there should normally be in there, but I don't know what your listening habits are. Right? Like I don't know if you, for example, I don't know if your habits when listening to music is you put the volume too high for your ears. Most people put their music way too high because so here's how high the volume should be on your headphones. It should be loud enough that you can hear it clearly, but not so loud that you can't have a conversation with the person sitting next to you. That is how loud your headphones should be. So right now, like if I'm talking to you, you may struggle to like understand the other person because you got more than one person talking, but you should be able to clearly hear the other person that is sitting next to you while I'm talking. That is how loud your headphones should be. No, the reason I say that is because that is how loud you should have your headphones to avoid hearing damage over the long term. Okay. I said I was gonna make regional stuff. As a person who has damaged their hearing a fair bit, like I've got a gap in this ear from towards the high end because so I used to play drums. So I have a gap in this ear on the high end because that's where I put all my high end cymbals. And this is obvious, and the snare is obviously in front of me, but this is where the hi-hat and the splash cymbals are. And then I have a gap in this ear on the low end because this is where all my low tom, and this is because this is where all the big toms are. So they're not gaps in the sense of like, gap is a bad word. I have valleys in my hearing. He should be public. Let's actually take a little looky look here. I'm gonna go to turn this back on. This is the actual website. Deities and Pantheon. Pantheon of Light. We're just gonna check them all. I should also put a description to each of the pantheons. So all the light-based ones are there. I'm gonna fix this. This needs to be fixed. Yep, Baharam looks like he's public domain. Yep, he's here. Also, there's a typo here. Fix that. But yep, looks like he's there. They look, well, regardless, they're all there, looks like. Yep, they all have active links. They don't have links, they have that gray look to them. Was it Torrent that you were looking at originally? I need to add a fourth domain to all my deities. And make it... You know what? We're going to do that. Fourth domain for gods. Deities. Deities. Oh, deities. Oh, there we go. I don't think so. It's a different one. There was 4, I think, but it wasn't Shell Shaken. No, if it was, none of them have 4, so it'd be Baharam for now, because he's the pirate deity. If that's the one that you're thinking of. Fourth domain for deities. Deity. Domain. A deity cheat sheet. Whoever is the storyteller, so it wasn't a pirate. Storyteller? I mean, that was Neela. But I don't think I gave her the trickery domain. Anla, I think you might be thinking of. Magic, knowledge, and secrets. Storyteller, but I mean, Neela is the one for about stories, but she was the trickery domain. I don't think I have a storytelling domain outside of that. Anybody that's a storyteller outside of that. Other than maybe we're just not gonna use this right now. Other than maybe let's go here, religion. Not religions. Deities. Background, so ignore it. Oh. Before it changed to origin. I understand. I think I understand that. Okay. We're gonna do a couple of changes. We're gonna do when I get back. Get it back. Maybe. Yeah, fair enough. I will. Alright, this Pantheon. Applies portal. Including justice. Such as justice, redemption. option. Favorite. Chair. These. Not John. These deities, as a result, are in conflict. The pantheon darkness. Oh, excuse me. Let's see here. Such as, okay. More, yeah. Morally big or morally ambiguous ideas, ideologies, ambiguous concepts. Such as prophecy, often have the largest not interaction, interference. Largest amount of interference with the mortals. Alright. Right. Pantheon represents. I guess I don't want to say. You know what? Maybe I should just straight up say it. Just represents the evil deities. Over the yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Such as tyranny, madness, and rage. No, not rage. Tyranny, madness, deception. Deception and gonna copy this because I'm feeling a little lazy at the moment. Pantheon of Light. Often, these as a result are in conflict with the members of Pantheon of Light. Very to contrary or contrarily? Google, help me. Contrary versus contrarily. Contrary is a primarily an adjective meaning opposite, while contrarily is an adverb meaning opposed or stubborn. So it's describing people, so it's contrary. It's not. Well, it's actually describing a belief. Belief is a verb. Contrarily, or to them a positive. Elemental Titans. While not deities in proper definition, these beings material plane. They have influence over the material plane. And in turn, have themselves the Titans, generally speaking. Yeah. Natural order. Alrighty. It's not really a pantheon. Oldest of the deities. The oldest of the deities from a time. And nature. Nature's law. Was present. There was a website. Was now back at the day. I remember where I put it. I put it in. Eons ago. trying to remember where to put it. Kind of annoying. Oh well, it's fine. I had some rules that I had. Oh, I think I know where I can. Should be in. Right, where is it? Here it is, Canada. Here it is. I knew I had to think for this. There we go. There we go. This. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Aaron. Dance. Bands that all others are not. Bands on its own Southern Isles. Multiple notes. There's a couple of changes I can do a few different notes. Okay. So we need to do a thing here. And actually, you know what? We'll just put it. Let's stick this here. This actually works on this as a side table. Insert. So we have deity. Not deity. 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 We have Pantheon. Domains. And this one. Okay. Alright, we got ads. Back shortly. I'll be right back. I'm gonna fill up my coffee and take a little peep while during this time while everybody on Twitch waits to come back. Okay. Can I do color changing in this? No, I cannot. Okay, that's fine. So, we're going to sort deity by pantheon, and then alphabet. So, let's just start with the pantheon of light. Because why not? So, we have... Let me make a cheat sheet area. So, we have... Anla. You know what? I'm gonna do this. There we go. Pantheon. Domains. Kana. Oops. Oh my gosh, stop doing that. Knowledge and trickery. Alignment. Oh, I have to open it in order to find out. I believe she is. Did I just get rid of alignment entirely from these? She's probably neutral good then. I think I just got rid of alignment entirely from my lists. Okay. Okay, that works for me. All right, and then we have Mila, light. She is life, love, peace. Sherla is also from the light pantheon. She is a beast. Love. Sorry, beast brave. Oh. Varus. Light pantheon. As peace. Tempest. And water. We have Virgil. Light, who is of light, war. Now, we need to do a thing here. We'll go 5e tools. Because I need the clerical domains for 2024. So, there's a small problem, and that is that we don't really have a good way of separating these. standard plus partnered. We'll just go default, which is all the Wizards of the Coast stuff. So we have, I guess the best list we have would be everything that's not Grim Hollow, I guess. Is Grim Hollow third party? I think Grim Hollow's third party, is it not? Is Grim Hollow official D&D? It is a third-party dark fantasy setting created by Ghostfire Gaming. Okay. So no. It's not. Okay, so that means we have Arcana. We have all the 2024 stuff. So we have Trickery, we have War. We have Light, we have Life. We have Xanathar's Guild, which is Forge, Grave. Tasha's Cauldron to everything, which is Order, Peace, Twilight. What's this? Birth and Saddlebag, no. And then we have the 2014 ones, which we don't really use anymore, which would be Death, Knowledge, Nature, Tempest. So I just gotta make a list here. So we have Arcana. Death. Forge. Grave. Knowledge. Life. Light. Nature. Order. Peace. Tempest. Trickery. Twilight. Okay. And then from my own set of nonsense, I've made, I don't know if I've published them. I have Fate, Love, Travel, and Water. My own things, but I need to convert all of those over. Which is not that big of a deal, but it needs to happen nonetheless. So I need to make sure I have at least one for each of these in here. So we're just gonna do this, and then we're just gonna do this. So we have Arcana. We have Grave. We have Knowledge. We have Light. We have War. Tempest. We have Peace. water. Give the. Hey, Monarch. We have trickery. We don't have death, forge, nature, order, twilight, fate, or travel. The Pantheon way. And you know what? I think it's okay, actually. I could give all of these an extra one. It was. Hello, hello. Greetings. Okay. I can give these guys some extra ones. Let's see here. Oh gosh. Emote conversations. We can give this. Go order. Give Virgil order. Until I get my own emotes and I'll be unstoppable. I need to make my own emotes at some point. Let's see here. Forge does not really fit any of these, nor does nature. Twilight works for Sherla. Travel works for Neela. Let's see here. Actually, fate works better for me. So what you doing here? I am setting up domains for domain options for deities that are in my setting. And I'm noticing some gaps. Excuse me, some gaps in availabilities for stuff. So I'm expanding it somewhat. Nature, forge, travel. No, you're thinking Event Horizon expansion. The progress for Weaver. Yeah. Varus. I guess. No, wealth is a different thing. I need a. Travel works for him, I guess, kind of. That's one joke out the window. Guess we can give Forge to Anla. It kind of works. It works better than Death, Nature, and whatnot. Alright, let's see this nonsense. Oh, nice. Alright. Do-do. Oh, also Fate is not going to be there. Fate needs to be front. Because alphabetical. Yeah, surprising. Next, got a white girl wasted empires. Hmm. It sounds like a nature deity to me. Alright, Shadow is next. So, next we have Rush, Shadow. So, stuff that we already have here. We have Arcana, Travel, War. We have Grave of Love, Twilight. Love. Grave. Fate and Order. Forge. Knowledge. Tempest. Well, that's right, there's a wealth domain as well, isn't there? I was going to work on... Okay, actually, in that case, we need to go back to this one. Travel is incorrect. Wealth is another one that I made. I should make sure wealth is taken care of. Water. Trickery. Taken care of. Peace, grave, travel. Yep, taken care of. Is there light or life in here? There's no light. There's no light. No nature. No death. Let's see. Travel, Arcana, War. He's technically, I'd say, also wealth. Aurora, Grave, Peace, Travel. Put knowledge in there too. We're gonna put life actually. We have, let's see here. Winter. Which is grave, life, peace, travel. Trickery, water, wealth. I mean, I could put travel. Trickery, generosity, peace maybe? We could do peace, order. Ironically, order? Ironically, order? That's what it was you were trying to do. We could do ironically, order. No. He's a pirate D. Like, the most obvious one is travel, but I don't want the travel in there as well. Not so much travel. Forge, grave, knowledge, life. We can do knowledge. Knowledge would make a lot of sense here, actually. I'm making some updates. If there might be trickery in a few of these that weren't there before. Camper, Tempest, Wealth, or definitely strategy, hoarding. All tricksters are tricky. Yeah, indeed. Wealth, knowledge. Could go knowledge. In Dragon Deity. Oh, that's right. I have to fix. Yep. Also, the second I learn to do an Irish accent, it's all over. Irish intensive. The only Irish. Yeah, sound horrible. The only Irish I know is Newfield Irish. Which is technically not even close because I think it's derivative of Scottish, technically. Forge, order, knowledge. Shush. Creativity, discipline, tradition. Alright, war, trickery, tempest, peace, order, nature, life, knowledge, trade. Your stats are calm. Fate, love, trouble, water, wealth. Definitely not Trickery. Definitely not Twilight. Definitely not Tempest. It's... Yeah, the Irish has like a slight draw to it at the end. It has a slight draw to it. It's kind of like a punctuated, like second, like not second syllable, but like second note. Like it's like the second letter of whatever you're saying has a stronger punch to what you're saying. I'll come back to you. Arcana, Fate, Order. Just scratch that. Well, time to get the clippers out. Oh, this one's so obvious to me, but not obvious to others. So we have Warren. As an Irish hillbilly. Oi. Orin. Dorani. And Belandra. Okay. Orani has the Arcana. Those ones. As a Brit, it shouldn't be too difficult to learn accents, but no. If anything, it makes it harder because you sound like you're trying to speak in every accent, but it all comes out British. You think you all sound different, but you don't. You all sound British. Accent changes all the time. It's on Northerner, but when London noises. Yeah. Exactly my point. You all just sound British. You all think you sound different, but you all just sound British. You pretend you sound different. Oh, man. You Northerners with high pitch. You Northern with high pitch, you'll do fine. And to be fair, that in jokes aside, yeah, that does actually get you fairly close. Belandra. Peace with Belandra? That'd be interesting. The main thing with learning accents isn't that you do an accent well enough that you convince the people that are native to speaking it. It's that you convince everybody that isn't native to speaking it that you sound like it. That's true, actually. I never thought about that. Like if I go like Midwest, Midwest or Prairie style, Canadian, I fool everybody that isn't from there that I'm speaking like I'm from there. What's going there, bud? It's well time. Let's go over and have a little go to the gas station there, grab ourselves a Mickey. A good time a few hours later. I mean, isn't that the best way to learn Irish though? Oh, yeah, maple syrup and all that. Yeah, make sure you get it from the can though. Get that stuff from the bottle. Nope, not as good. And make sure you get that stuff from them French Quebecers over there. Or not Quebecers, Quebecians. Oh man, where was I? Damn. British colonization noises. Old Mountain Dew. Start easy with the rare Old Mountain Dew, and then work your way up to the rocky roads of Dublin, and you'll be speaking Irish in no time. All right. What do I want to put with orange? GG Studios, welcome. Greetings and salutations. What's up? Apparently, Awaz is a knight. Specifically from a Monty Python film. I'm trying in a trench coat. Is there three of you, and are you average height because of it? Also, do you require a shrubbery? And your father smells of elderberries. Yep, I was hoping someone would get it. I was hoping someone would get it. Oh man, I love Monty Python. Arcana, no. Death, no. I didn't say I was a kobold today. Yeah, that's my fucking thought. Grave, no. Knowledge, maybe. Nope, I got it. Life. Oh, wait a minute. No. Light. Because light is not just light is basically fire in 5e. Because, screw actual things that make sense. Alright. Alrighty. Durath? Rick. Box. Ilsha. And Spawn. It's also from Darkness. Oh, Darkness. Okay. Darkness. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. Durath is Dark Fate Order. Tyranny, freedom, undead, civilization, order, fate, death. Not Twilight, although Twilight could work. Although the big thing he does is also trickery, so I'll say trickery. His agents would utilize trickery. Look, radiant damage is just very specific radiation, and I can prove it with this arcane bomb the Artificer made. That I'm just gonna shove upwards, but see if that's the trick. I mean, fair. This should actually not be rage, it should be Death, Life, War. Trying to research traditional Irish clothing for a weaver. Why the fuck is this difficult? To be fair, wouldn't it just be the same as, like, English clothing from the same time period? In most cases. Like, it depends on the time period. There's history. Well, I know. That's why I said depends on the time period. You know what you need to do? There's a very easy way to do this. Traditional Irish clothing and British too. Could be wrong. Well, yeah, that's why they wore mostly British clothing. Because it was banned. I could give him the peace domain actually as a form of irony. Yeah. Let's see here. Oslox's dreams, knowledge, Twilight. Madness, forbidden knowledge, truth. You could put fate in there, but not really. Travel? Maybe. I say bring back Arthur from his nap at this point. You know what? Fair. Knowledge, Grave, Forge, Death, Arcana. I think Arcana actually would work fairly well here. The magic heavy deity. Wait. He would absolutely have trickery. Dura would, I think, actually falls more under Arcana. Now that I'm thinking a little bit more deeply about it. She'll show trickery, Arcana, trickery, beasts. That's beasts is technically just the nature domain. Trickery. This would be Grave, I think. No, not Grave. Deception, strategy, and trickery. Put out the clothing down is just the bottom half since they have claws, not people feet. I mean, at that point, you can go with more of a what race? What race did you go with? For this. This is it Shifter? Or was it Tiefling? Tiefling? You could go with the more traditional Tiefling one. If you're going for the more... Well, hold on. Tieflings typically didn't have claws for feet either. They typically have hooves. Unless the Faerna, specifically have that. Yeah. Tieflings typically have hooves, not claws, for their feet. Right, it's because it's devilish, right? The idea is that they look devilish in nature. So the hooves, because the goat is often associated with devils and demons. Which I always thought was strange. I don't know why that is. I don't actually know the origin of that. I wouldn't be surprised if that's I wouldn't be surprised if that's like a thing that comes out of Catholicism being anti-pagan, or sorry, just anti-paganism in general. That's something I actually kind of want to research on. I do know that generally speaking, it was preferable to utilize lamb over goat for blood offerings. Traditionally, I think that's more of a Jewish culture thing, though. Specifically, it's all played with Greek/Roman religions shit over the years. Yeah, like that's the thing is I'm pretty sure it's probably in relation to a lot of like other cultures conflating against it rather than something specific. Because I know that it's not something that's like specific to the religion itself. It's just a conflation that we have culturally. What the heck? All right, Andy, thank you very much for the raid, for the follow. Wait, donut raid? I didn't hear no raid. Being brand is evil because people are having good times. And such dinosaurs being branded as evil because people are having a good time. I mean, not exactly. That is not. If it's a raid, it's a one-person raid. I guess it's only me. I guess so. Yeah. My raid I have no notification here for raid, unfortunately. Well, I appreciate the attempt nonetheless. Let's see here. Arcana, Beast, Trickery. That Twilight. I don't know why I don't have Twilight in here. They have hooves now. It's just clothing wise that I'm unsure what to do. So, I mean, typically what you can do with goat leg oriented legs is usually, I was sent by Opernal. I don't know about who that is, unfortunately. You can do is generally there's two ways that this is usually addressed, Monarch or Mori, and this is usually either does donuts, fair enough. Either like some sort of like cloak, not cloak, usually like some sort of dress or robe is usually done with it. Alternatively, it is usually very loose shorts or a skirt. And the reason for that is because you usually don't want to have something sitting very heavily against all the hair that is typically on that kind of leg. Zon, which is knowledge, order. Let's stop before I get into historical theology accounts of things. So I'm gonna say goat legs are cool. I mean, I'm down for historical theology accounts of stuff. It's just the problem is that there's a lot of conflict depending upon source, and there's tends to be a fair bit of conflict depending on source. But I'm thinking primarily in like fantasy fiction when I think of characters that have those sorts of appearances. Usually, I imagine that they don't want to have much in terms of like clothing that's gonna cling to them, because it's gonna cause the hair to stop growing and to shed more, and you don't want that. Oh. 12th. Wait, 12th doesn't go before 4. No, but so I'm just being a silly goober paid for the silly goober for the night. Fair enough. Alright, now we need the elements. This is Weaver music. This silly little clown guy. I think this is the 8th music from Octopath. It sounds like it'd be the Kate's music. Big old dragon kid, he's in night sweating, saying this isn't in the Bible. My response to that is why wouldn't it be? It's meant to tempt men. Hey, Lifelite Forge. Actually, it's 6:30, so it's gonna be time for me to call here. So we're gonna do a quick thing. Publish multiple notes. That dealt with. Well, that means I have to go into each individual thing and then adjust them as well. Oh, that's gonna take me a hot minute. I don't want to have to do that. But I do. I do have to do that. Oh well. Such just a way of things. It is that time, everybody. I have to get going because I have to do this thing during the daytime called work. You know, that thing that nobody really wants to do but does anyways. Alright. It was Quillen, and thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, by the way, Maury, you're not new here. Piss off with that. Probably be in the Discord VCC. Right, fair enough. But yeah, nonetheless, cheers, guys. Appreciate you swinging by and all that. And one of these days, I'm gonna remember. One of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna remember. But nonetheless, thank you very much, everybody, for swinging by. Appreciate it. And until next time.